Ha! I win. Filming this vlog at 11:20. It wasn't a competition. Okay, well in that case I suppose it's time to start Joe's list of 5 things about uni that he likes in no particular order. Let's go! Okay, number 1 on my list is the amount of stuff to do. Since I've gotten to uni, I think I can count on one hand the amount of nights that I've spent in this room going. Since I've come to uni, I could probably count easily on one hand the amount of nights that I've been sitting in this room going, oh, there's nothing to do. It just doesn't happen. In the day, there's always something going on in the union, or you know you have to go into town to pick something up, or you could check into the glorious maths and physics library. And in the evenings there's always going to be a social you can go to, or there's going to be someone that wants to play pool or poker, or you could even go to the cinema with your girlfriend and watch a crazy ass documentary about The Shining, which should have been named 9 Conspiracy Theories about The Shining. Oh, and if you're really struggling, I'm sure there's some assignment that's due it. And it's a good thing that there's a lot of stuff to do, because this leads me on to number 2. The days finish a lot earlier. On Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays I finish no later than 2 o'clock, and I finish no earlier than 10 o'clock, so I've got all that time to myself to be doing all of the aforementioned things. Or, if I prefer, doing none of them. It's been really nice every now and again to just come back at 2 o'clock and just lie in bed or sit at my desk and eat some popcorn from leftover cinema trips. I brought some books with me from home and I've had loads of time to catch up with the reading, which is great. It's been nice to enjoy some quality me time, especially when the people outside aren't singing Labyrinth featuring Emily Sandé at 2 o'clock in the morning at the top of their voices just outside my window. But I'm happy to report that Twilight requests to see Beneath My Beautiful aren't the only social interaction I've had while being at ABBA. I've had loads of fun meeting new people, and there's already a few people that I've met here that I know I'm going to be mates with for a really long time. It's so nice to so easily find people with like-minded interests, and it allows you to sort of dispense with the awkward first chatter thing, because you immediately go like, oh, you like that TV show because of your t-shirt, let's be friends. And stuff like that seems to happen a lot when you're sort of out and about. And though the physics group is a pretty large group, it's got to be about, I don't know, 100, 120 of us, maybe more. My estimate might be way off. Regardless, there are quite a few friendly faces that I'll see whenever I walk into a lecture hall, whether they be acquaintances or people I know a lot more from evenings out, or chat before and after the lectures, or, you know, during. Speaking of lectures, that brings me on to number 4 of my things I like about uni, the course content. In this first semester, the content has been fairly dry and a bit of a slog to get through. They need to make sure that everyone's on the same page and has the same mathematical know-how before you get onto the more difficult concepts. Still, as it's been continuing, I've been getting more and more excited about next semester and next year, because we'll be learning about all of the things that I just used to like reading as a hobby, and I can actually go there and learn the ins and outs of it and the nitty gritty, and that's going to be great. So I love the informality of the lab structure, in that we have the lab sessions and obviously we have our assignments and that's all set work, but I could just knock on one of the technician's doors and sort of say, can I go in and continue my assignment? And I'll go in and I'll have a mess about on the circuits, and I can't stress enough the feeling of achievement of making a circuit with a capacitor and inductor and getting them to resonate and seeing it on an oscilloscope. It was just so cool, and I felt really stupidly proud of myself because it's a really simple circuit to make, but I was just like, I did that myself. And segueing from the word myself brings me to number 5 on my list, which is independence. Now, while this also umbrellas the other 4, I'm speaking mainly here about living independently for myself, i.e. making sure I have my own food, reversing living in a communal flat, having to make sure all my own washing's done, making sure I meet meetings and appointments at the right time in the right place. And one bit of news for you guys that ties in with this is that Dec and I and 4 of our mates have put the deposit down for a house to rent in good old Aberystwyth town, ready for next year, which was a daunting but exciting process. And we looked over the house, looked really nice. The money's good for what it is. I was considering taking some photos to show you guys during the viewing process, to show you us house hunting, but people are currently living in there, so I thought it would be a bit of an invasion of privacy to, you know, take photos of their areas and stuff. So you'll just have to wait until I'm moved in, I suppose. That's about it from me for this week. I understand that next week we're going to be equalising this week's 5 happy things about uni, yay, with some more ranty discussions about uni, which should be a good laugh. But until then, I shall see you on Monday and Wednesday respectively. Goodbye. And until then, I shall see you on Monday and Wednesday respectively. Goodbye, Connor and Gareth. I'm debating whether to use that for an ending or not.